hated Justin for things that were going on the set that they didn't like. They took control of the script. Blake personally, with Ryan's help, rewrote scenes. Again, not within the purview of an defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively, because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie.
Megyn Kelly has made it clear Blake Lively's court case is causing real harm to women everywhere. She uncovered how actual victims are now being dismissed as liars because Blake made manipulating the truth look effortless. As the video begins, the narrator lays out the crux of Megyn Kelly's argument: that Blake Lively has manipulated the justice system by falsely accusing Justin Baldoni of harassment. The video claims that her allegation—
And she was such a brat that she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut, and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film, and used threats and coercion and bullying to do.
And she alleges that she's a had Me Too victim, Kelly says, shaking her head in disbelief, before adding, "That's absurd." The video then rolls clips of Lively making her claims, contrasting them with footage of her and Baldoni interacting on set. The narrator emphasizes how Lively's demeanor in these clips contradicts the accusations she later made. According to Kelly, this is a textbook case of a powerful woman using the court system to manipulate a narrative rather than seeking justice. As the video continues, the narrator dives into the supposed contradictions in Lively's allegations. One of the most damning pieces of evidence
rises up. Now, he didn't do it himself exactly. He hired a badass named Brian Friedman. And he has badass women like me defending him. But slowly but surely, I think the male class is learning down on the floor, squirming and apologizing for being a man is not.
Then there's the slow dance scene, another key moment in her complaint. The lawsuit alleges that Baldoni inappropriately caressed her neck with his lips. However, leaked footage contradicts this claim, showing them laughing and joking on set. The narrator breaks it down with a skeptical tone. She claims he harassed her.
The hatred on both sides is so intense, it makes you wonder if there was like a deep attraction, that whether it was consummated or not. Rector.
Yes.
You know, like if you don't like this, have the balls to do it yourself.
Right.
Like, don't have your husband throw his weight around
with your husband. That's so weird. Like your husband who's Ryan Reynolds. Of course it was. So that's what happens to you, right? You run into somebody who seems like a witch who will take advantage of you and hurt you until finally even that kind of a guy rises up. Now, he didn't do it.
The video then turns its attention to Ryan Reynolds, painting him as an enabler in Lively's alleged manipulation. The narrator describes an explosive confrontation. Witnesses say Reynolds berated Baldoni in front of senior production staff so aggressively that people felt guilty for not stepping in. But that's not all.
And then she continued. You know, she took that stiletto and stuck it in his heart when he was down there self-flagellating, being so sorry for anything having to do with his test. Allegations have fallen apart, and I was not really a bully, I was just targeted allegations have fallen apart. And now he's going full Johnny Depp on her to show that she was the bully. She was the one harassing him. He's in some small thing I never saw, but she's saying, F with me and we'll crush you. My dragons and I, the biggest movie star, one of them in the planet, the biggest pop star in the planet, and I will hurt you.
At this point, the video highlights how the tides are turning against Lively. Colleen Hoover, Jenny Slate, Taylor Swift, they all rushed to support Blake, the narrator states. But when the truth started coming out, they backtracked fast. The video pulls up Instagram receipts, showing how Hoover deleted every post mentioning Lively. The message is obvious. When people realized they had supported a false narrative, they scrambled to distance themselves. Blake built an army.
We see the text with him and Blake being like, please don't worry about this at all, I got you. It's just the picture they're painting of him is so gross. It's another Amber Johnny situation. And that she's now tried to turn this whole thing into a PR victory for her to get past what appears to be the fact that she is an ego
penthouse, like on your home turf, like using your wealth as leverage,
right?
Like showing off, like,
and
look
your
at
friend Taylor,
and your friend Taylor, who's like, what is she doing there? Is she just like scrolling Instagram?
One of my dragons.
What is she like? That is just wild. I think, he'll learn a lot.
The video then shifts to the fallout on social media. The narrator rattles off numbers like a news anchor reporting election results. Blake Lively, down 397,000 followers. Ryan Reynolds, down 398,000. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni, up 206,000. The visuals are stark. Graphs showing the plummeting numbers for Lively and Reynolds contrasted with Baldoni's rise.
Good luck to Blake Lively in getting hired again, because all of her diva antics are coming out, and the way she behaves behind the scenes. And now this with the lawsuit and the New York Times thing, because she's now filed against him as well. So it's a terrible move by her and them, PR.
Even says we now have a concrete timeline, which we believe implicates Blake Lively. And I mean, come on. I was the psycho who put together the timeline. So I think they've been watching the show.
Ryan Reynolds comes off terribly. He had them over to their penthouse in New York, and Taylor Swift was believed to be there, according to this latest complaint.
The narrator returns to the role of the media, claiming that Lively's PR team worked tirelessly to control the story. The headlines were pre-written, the Voice claims. Before Justin even had a chance to speak, the world was already against him. The video suggests that Lively and her team strategically leaked details to the press, ensuring that she was framed as the victim. She knew exactly what she was doing, the narrator adds. She played the media like a fiddle. But with new evidence coming to light, the public narrative is shifting, and media outlets that once backed Lively are now reporting
her riding her dragon. She's the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones, and that's what Blake Lively says in a text message, that she too has her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
Florals, and then she's going on this press tour pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
That's what generated her negative first on me uninvited when I was breastfeeding my child. She says we should run lines together. He's like, anytime. And she's like, come on over. I'm breastfeeding the baby in the trailer, but come on over. So it's written there, black and white. She invited him in, and a lot of women are comfortable having someone around when they breastfeed, so it's not so weird.
As the video nears its conclusion, the narrator sums up the larger impact of the case. This isn't just about one actress and one director, the Voice warns. It's about what happens when women weaponize false allegations for personal gain. The narrator suggests that if high-profile cases like this continue to collapse, real victims—
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. This is a book that's probably written at a second grade reading level.
Blake Lively will be sued.
She is an egotistical bully. She didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress. Text messages in which Blake tells Justin, this is in the latest lawsuit, I know you've never watched Game of Thrones, but when you get around to watching it, you'll realize I'm Khaleesi, and these are my dragons. And I have the best dragons in the business, right? Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. And what they're alleging is that, let's face it, none of us has ever heard of Justin Baldoni before this whole thing. I mean, who the hell is he? And she was such a brat that she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut, and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film, even if she's the lead, and that she's now tried to turn this whole thing into a PR victory for her to get past what appears to be the fact that she is an egotistical.
If you've been glued to Blake Lively's downfall, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because trust me, this Hollywood train wreck is just getting started.